Good afternoon. I am going to discuss about the venture capital. It's today's topics. We are going to start with venture capital. Okay. So first of all, what do you mean by capital? Capital is nothing but suppose if you are going to start any business at that time as a entrepreneur, they are going to invest something to start their business. Okay, so at that time they have to need the finance. So when we are going to take it in the venture capital is nothing but it is a one kind of long term financial assistance to their project to start their business for the entrepreneurs. Maybe it is in a way are going to they are introducing the new product or the new invention or innovation or to employ or the commercialized for the new technologies. So these are the some category we coming under the venture capital. So venture capital entitles the high risk and also but has the promise of the taking the attractive venture, and also when we are going to take the risk in a high potential way, automatically we have to get the return is also in the high. So therefore it is called it as a risk capital. So venture capital is otherwise call it as the risk capital because they have to take a risk in a high potential way. So that's why it is called it as the risk capital. So the role of when we are taking in the venture capital, the main role they have to play in the financial institution is it is a very important to economic growth of the nation, and also the assistance they have to provide to the entrepreneurs as well as the business people. They are going to spring up their contribution to significantly they have to develop their total output, they have to increase in the nation. So and also in India such nations they might be having the setup of the national category, they have to develop their state also. For example, we are taking the some technology development and information companies, IT companies. Okay, so these are all they have to set up in the particular way, they have to develop their business as well as they have to improve their based upon the risk capital itself, that is a venture capital. So it is a form of equity financing. They have to specially design for the important, they have to make it as a specially designed to landing the high risk as well as the high reward projects. So it plays an important role when we are going to take the financing activities. At that time they have to make the generally they are providing the short term finance as well as the important role they have to make it in the financing in the technology wise, and also the high technology they have to project the particular help to invert the research and development into the commercial production. In narrow sense might be we are going to take the venture capital, the concept of venture capital maybe referred to in the way they have to invest the in some category of the firm which lack of funds. So at that time they have to need it in the venture capital. So however it is a broad sense we have to refer the venture capital is nothing but the contribution of share capital for the formulation as well as they have to making the setting up of the small important finance. They have to make the that specializing in new ideas or the new technology while they are going to using it. So it will be making the some important firm not only they have to fund, they have to also improving their skill needed to the established company. So it will be designing its marketing strategy as well as the organized and merging in particular ways. And venture capital is the main important taking the capital wise, it is a long term risk. Okay, so for taking the financial high risk and also they have to use a high technology. So based upon the high technology they have to project the resources, but there will be same time they have to making the strong potential for their growth. So generally we are talking about the venture capital accumulate their sources resources in the early years of the project so as to assist the entrepreneurs itself. So as soon as the project will be getting into the development and the start their reopening of the profit as well as the selling their particular quality of the product in the equal share at the high premium. So suppose we are going to into the second stage of the form of how to form the venture capital. So it will be making the development of idea, implementation of the idea. Okay.